Muscle Ammo here again. Got you a great tutorial today, one that won't take that long, probably about 30 or 40 minutes, and you probably already have the materials and tools at hand. What I have, I've already done a rendition of this a couple months ago, and it was a taillight mod. There's actually two mods that I did. If you see, I have both the upper and the lower blinkers connected to both the blinker and the alarm. Now, typically you'll just have, let's see, this one up here that'll go off for the blinker, but then I also tied the bottom one in as well. So every time you hit the blinker or you hit the alarm, they both go off. Now, what I've been looking into and what kind of caught my eye last time I was at Waterfest was the rear fog light mod. And this is actually pretty cool because when you're driving down the road, you either see all red tail lights in front of you or all white lights on the left side of the oncoming traffic. This is pretty cool because when I saw it, it immediately drew my eye to the person that had the rear fog lights because it's amber and it stands out from every other light in the road. It's pretty cool. I already so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, now first things first, if you open up the trunk, I'm going to try and place the camera right here, and you look inside the trunk, you're going to see this little tab that kind of opens up. You could just pull it right out. It's got Velcro on it. And then if I zoom in, you're going to see two little tabs. Let's see if I can focus in on these. You're going to see two little tabs. They're these guys right here. Now if you just pull out those two little tabs, you're going to pull out what I like to call the Christmas tree. The reason I call it Christmas tree is because it's almost triangular. Okay, so now once this is outside the light bucket, if you turn it over, see if I can zoom in on this. If you turn it over, you're going to have this little 5 or 6 wire input. You're just going to grab that with your finger and it should come right out and detach itself from the rest of the Christmas tree. And then if I zoom out and show you, this is the final product. This is pretty much all you're going to need to remove to do the mod. Alright, so first things first, you're going to need a drill. Any drill will work as long as it's cordless. And then you need an 1/8 inch drill bit, followed by a pair of wire strippers, some wire, of course a soldering iron, some solder to go with that, your light assembly, and then of course the amber bulbs. So go ahead and make sure you have all of these compiled, and it's on to the next step. Alright, so the first things first, what you're going to do, if you look all the way over to the left light, now this is the driver's side light. If you look all the way over to the left side, you're going to see this right here. Now where I have this, you're going to drill with your 1/8 inch bit. Let me see if I can focus. So your 1/8 inch bit, you're just going to drill right there a tiny little 1/8 inch hole, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to come over to your wire, your electrical wire, and you're just going to cut a small 1.5 inch piece off, okay? So just like that. And then the edges, you're just going to strip. Let me see, it's really hard to try and focus on here. You're just going to strip about 1/4 inch off each side. And then just go ahead and put that down, and it's on to step 2. Okay, a little update. After looking at it for a couple more minutes, I realized that the best plan of action would be right here. This is where you're going to want to drill your 1/8 inch hole. So again, this is the driver's side light. You're going to drill a hole right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs in. This is the power for the main brake light in the middle, okay? Now, anything that you jump off of that is going to be powered when the brake light's powered on. Now the only thing that this is we're going to run into a problem with is that when the brake light brightens, when you hit the brakes, the rear fog light's also going to brighten. But the way I've thought about it, there's absolutely no other way you can have this rear fog light on without running another wire harness to all the way to the front of the car and then having a Euro switch. So, which we're not trying to do. So, alright, now next what you're going to do is go ahead and plug your soldering iron in. They take about 10-15 minutes to get hot. This one's about 3-4 years old. I don't know what brand it is. I actually think it might be a Radio Shack brand. But I got it at Radio Shack. I think I paid $8 for it like 4 years ago. And it's
It's actually helped me do every single project I've done in both the Explorer and the Jetta. So I'm really grateful for this. It's really beat up, but it gets the job done, and I'm very happy. The other thing you need is this, obviously the solder. Alright, so now just to recap, my soldering's done, and you pretty much have just a 2-inch length of wire from this section right here, which is going to be the power for your rear Euro fog light, and that's end of that section is going to end up right there, and that's going to be the power. As you can see, it leads right up to the power for the brake light bulb. Alright, so now here's the passenger side. This one's going to be a little bit different because the setup on this Christmas tree is a little bit different. Obviously over here on the bottom right hand corner is where the rear fog's going to go, and the power for that is this little guy right here, the little hump. So you're pretty much going to make a hole and drill it right where I have this little wire hooked up right there, and then the same spot as you did on the driver's side, which is this little tab up here in the middle that goes to the brake light bulb. Okay, so go ahead and make that drill hole, and it'll be on to the next step. Okay, now go ahead and cut another 1-inch section of wire and strip the ends. Okay, I've positioned the wire where it needs to be, so make sure your passenger side setup looks just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and solder my connections, which are pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, put one bead over here. 1, 2, 3, put one bead over here. Oh, my camera's moving. Alright, so now we're all set up. Just to recap, you have the 2 brake light bulbs, okay? This one stays on constant. This one only flashes when you press the brake down. I have my blinker, which was hooked up to this bottom right here as a dual blinker setup, but now I have this wired to the brake light. So pretty much whenever the brake light's on, or whenever the lights themselves are on, this Euro fog is going to be on. And then what distinguishes the brake light from everything else is that this goes on when you hit the brake. So it's kind of confusing, but as soon as I put it in the car and take a video of it, you guys will understand. Then this guy down here, I'm going to be filling with a white bulb. I just have to order it from eBay, but this is going to be your reverse light. And again, this is the passenger side. So let's go ahead and install it, and we'll see what it looks like.